Hi everybody, I am Anna Kawatski-Klein, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why you should be choosing a whole milk or a full-fat dairy product instead of a reduced-fat dairy product such as skim milk. So do you ever wonder the difference between different types of milk? There have been more and more substitutes to milk popping up, from a regular 2% to skim to almond to coconut are just some of the alternative milks mentioned, with new benefits that regular milk just doesn't provide. But it goes beyond the fat content for nutrition of the different milk grades. Recently, more people have been making the switch from other milk substitutes to whole milk. This is a new fad that's been happening with new research that's been coming out about misconceptions on whole milk. In this speech, I will explain why the switch is happening and the benefits of drinking whole milk compared to other milks, such as skim. Whole milk contains 3.25% milk fat. Most people might be surprised to find out there is more to milk than just calcium, which is what we're taught majority of our lives. Because milk is good for the bones, right? Whole milk actually contains many essential vitamins such as B12. A standard glass of whole milk contains 8 grams of protein, 8 grams of saturated fats, and runs about 150 calories. Because whole milk is more calorie dense, it leads people to drink alternative milks that don't have the same benefits as whole milk, but cut the calories in half. Until recently, most people have chose low-fat foods in their daily diets to promote health and that low-calorie option. The saying, eat fat and you'll get fat, has been pretty prominent in the past couple of decades as a negative outlook on fats. More recent evidence suggests that full-fat dairy products may be linked to lower body weight and body mass index, as well as lower risk of diabetes and cardiovascular disease, which previously whole milk was said to be linked to cardiovascular disease because of the fats. Because whole milk has a higher fat content, it can slow the absorption of sugars and reduce the risk of high blood sugar, which causes diabetes. Which, all these things are really interesting because that was the reasons that dietary guidelines have been telling people to avoid full-fat dairy products. When looking at the nutritional label for a glass of whole milk, 8 grams of saturated fats may seem like a lot, but not all saturated fats are the same. The saturated fats in whole milk are not causing the same issues that those are in other products. Fatty acids, omega-3s are all present in milk, specifically whole milk, and can help reduce inflammation, support cellular repair, and other benefits that like a vitamin would give you. Whole milk is suitable for all ages, but especially in children, young children, and children that are in schools. If you've been to a school recently or have been in a high school recently, you may notice that many of the dairy options offered are mostly reduced fat, and this has been going on probably since 2012. In September, the Trump administration announced a strategy that included removing restrictions on whole milk sales in schools. This would allow schools to provide whole milk or full-fat dairy options alongside 2% or skim, known as reduced-fat dairy options. This is a big deal because all those benefits that we listed from whole milk and full-fat dairy can be given to children if they have that, if that passes or if that comes into play. As a current high school student and somebody who's been in school for the past 12 years, I don't understand why you wouldn't serve kids foods that are more nutritionally beneficial. If you're gonna serve your kid what's best for them at home nutritionally, why can't the school that's serving them breakfast and lunch give them the same options? For me, I have a more involved personal stance on this matter than most. Both my parents work in the dairy industry, work in production, work in quality. They work to provide good whey product, cheese, milk, all the dairy products to give a good product to people. So I get to hear about all the nitty-gritty details about why I need more protein, why the fatty acids are important. And my whole life I've been growing up eating dairy and consuming it, but just a little bit more than the average person. So if it were my decision, I would be choosing whole milk because of the benefits that it offers, as well as it offers more protein than a skim milk would. And that can keep you fuller for longer than like a fat-free or a skim, which can prevent overeating, therefore promoting lower body weight. It is also a better option in the scheme of your daily diet. And it's knowing more about the dairy industry has kind of shaped my diet some more because I'm less likely to choose those reduced fat options that aren't going to give me the same nutritional benefits. That's not to say that a reduced fat skim milk doesn't have nutritional benefits. It does, but if I want the full version of it, I'm gonna choose whole milk because I know what's in it. I know it wasn't reduced down. I'm gonna choose that higher dense calorie option because it's better for me in the long run. With the more research coming out about full fat versus reduced fat dairy products, it's really important not to jump to conclusions about what is better for you because people avoided whole milk for so long because of that misconception made that it was bad for you because it caused cardiovascular disease because of the full fats in it. And that was a big issue and therefore caused this whole domino effect in which we don't have full fat dairy products in schools anymore. And so we should probably be looking at foods the same way we're looking at a prescription or a vitamin because we need to be aware of what we're putting in our bodies and taking. Understanding the benefits of whole milk versus skim milk or full fat dairy versus reduced fat dairy is really important in shaping a good, healthy diet that's going to help you from when you're 4 to when you're 83 and you're still going because you had a good diet. So that's my speech for today.